Mary redeemed a $50,000 cash prize playing Chumba Casino online.
I was only playing for fun, so winning was a dream come true.
Chumba Casino is America's favorite free online social casino. You too could have the chance to win life-changing cash prizes. Absolutely anybody could be like Mary. Be like Mary. Log on to ChumbaCasino.com and play for free now. No purchase necessary. Void where prohibited by law. 18 plus terms and conditions apply. See website for details. The voice in the preceding commercial was not the actual voice of the winner. Mary redeemed a $50,000 cash prize playing Chumba Casino online.
I was only playing for fun, so winning was a dream come true.
Chumba Casino is America's favorite free online social casino. You too could have the chance to win life-changing cash prizes. Absolutely anybody could be like Mary. Be like Mary. Log on to ChumbaCasino.com and play for free now. No purchase necessary. Void where prohibited by law. 18 plus terms and conditions apply. See website for details. The voice in the preceding commercial was not the actual voice of the winner.
Welcome to My Worst Date. I'm Cassi.
I'm Keegan.
I'm Christina.
Well, it's
finally
official.
happened. I know.
It's official. You guys, I made it on Daily Zeitgeist.
You did one way or another. You know what? I feel like they always choose you, Cassi.
It's weird. I know.
Yeah, because you also got to go on stage during the first Daily Zeitgeist live show that we went to.
Yeah.
That one time.
Yeah. Hey.
So wait, like what happened? I don't know any of this.
So on their episode on, I think it was Thursday, they were talking about like, who eats soft apples? And I was like, it's going to be me.
Because I'm a crunchy apple bitch.
So
I love a crunchy apple.
So they were talking about different things like crunchy apple versus soft apples and why are there even soft apples available? And I was like, I love a gala apple. I'm a soft apple person.
Oh no.
But gala is
not.
okay. I can do a gala. I can't do a red delicious or a yellow, like those like real soft.
Listen, so I tweeted at Jack and I was like, me. I'm the soft apple stan. So much so that when I was a kid, if we got like hard apples, I would like punch them to soften them to get the texture that I like. Because and I'll say why. It makes them juicier. They're like so much juicier and sweeter. I know. It's weird. I know I'm the weird one. I know.
It's a texture thing for me. Because once it gets like, to me, it becomes grainy, mealy.
He called it a bag of applesauce.
No. Yes. If you want to bite into a bag of applesauce, which is, because it is just like mushy apple trapped in skin, which is just like, I've been eating a lot of apples. Fall is an apple time for me. So I've been eating a lot of apples. It's also just easy since I've been going in the office more. I'll have an apple with peanut butter. Like I'll just eat spoonfuls of peanut butter and apple at the same time.
Right.
And I always get those like envy apples at the grocery store. And I must have gotten just a bad one because it was soft. It was grainy.
No.
And I couldn't finish it. Like I threw it away. And you saying, by the way, because I think the tweet was like, I punch my apples to soften them up. And
Since
I'm like,
I was a kid, I did say that.
That's the most Aries thing you could have said.
But it's not anger. And to be fair, I do think that came across because Jack did stand up for me and was like,
of course he did. He's a gentleman.
Yes. Scholar and a gentleman. Mm-hmm. Thank you.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, I know it's weird. I even said, I was like, I'm embarrassed writing this.
Do you still do that?
I don't want to talk about it.
You do.
Of course I do. Oh. And you know what? I almost prefer a hard apple that I make soft because it does make me think that it's not bad.
Okay.
Right? Like I've softened it, so I've made it that way. It's not a bad apple. I know. I'm
damaging your apple.
Am I damaged? Am I?
No.
Am I?
It's also the time of year that is one of my favorite things, and that's
nice hard crisp.
No Nut November.
Oh,
it's
yeah.
my favorite Cassi memories.
People still tag us in stuff. Like every November, I think we get something where someone's talking about No Nut November and they're like, always remember. You know, like when Cassi thought we were talking about cashews. Like legit. I love that. I was actually thinking, I think I told you guys we should make like a compilation of Cassi moments because it always takes you just like a second to figure out.
I'm going to say it. I think going to college has actually made me street dumber.
dumber.
You know what I mean? Like you always say, like people who are like book smart or like you're either book smart or street smart. I think I've been getting too much book knowledge in me, and now I'm dumb.
Oh, no.
I watched, and it was so funny because I was watching our live show video, and there was that moment where Christina was talking about like ways to get back at guys you suspect are cheating on you, and one of them was to put chili powder in his boxers. And your reaction to that, and you can see my face too, because I'm trying to figure out, because you're like, who just has that lying around? And like you went on for a while, and I was looking at you like, and I had to say,
in my mind it was itching powder.
I know. I was like, Cassie, do you not have chili powder at home?
I do.
And you were like, no, I thought it was itching powder.
In my mind, it turned into itching powder very quickly, and I was like, because in my mind it was like a comedy, like willy nilly sketch or something. It was like
a
the
Looney
Three
Tunes
Stooges.
episode. Yeah. Itching powder. It was very funny to me because I was like, we need to address this because everybody in the crowd is going to think that Cassie doesn't know what chili powder is.
Sure didn't for some reason, but I do. Yes.
Oh my
gosh.
So funny. So we got tagged in something on TikTok. It was a date. And I feel like we need to address this. I feel like we've talked about this before. You know, we've talked about line cook summer. We've talked about like going over to guys' houses, especially in their early 20s when they're like, and you're like, what is happening?
Yeah.
Like what in the guy's apartment is going on in here? And we got tagged in a TikTok where this woman was talking about a date she went on, where he was like, hey, I'd like to, take you out for dinner. And she was like, great. So he picks her up.
Oh, yes.
And he takes her to his apartment.
Nope.
First of all. And she's like, what?
Dinner.
And he's like, I have food here.
No.
So she's like, oh, okay. So she goes upstairs. He opens his fridge and it's just meal prep food.
Oh,
so it's like gym food. So it's just chicken breast and rice and
broccoli.
And he only has, this is the best part, he only has one clean fork.
Dude.
So he takes the Tupperware out, they sit down, and they share, like they alternate who gets the fork.
Absolutely fucking not.
No.
If all you...
No.
Okay, you're going out on a date and you're like, I'm going to take you out to dinner.
You didn't wash a second fork?
You have to go to a place that has cutlery.
That's it.
I feel
that's minimum.
You're not asking too much.
Okay. Unless, to be fair, you're going to a place that is cutlery free specifically.
You're getting wings or something. Yeah. Yes.
But no.
I can understand that. But like, I'm like, they're sitting probably like crisscross applesauce on this guy's bed.
Yep. Watching Big Mouth.
We're watching Big Mouth. Eating out of the same container. No. She doesn't even get a plate. They're eating out of the same container with the same fork.
That's not a date.
Stop it.
That's weird. That's a single bros Tuesday night.
And even then you get your own fork. Stop it. If I invited one of you over, you get your own fork.
Right.
Yeah.
You wash another fork. Yeah. Go buy a fork. Yeah. You can get them at
cheap.
They're so cheap. But it reminded me of, I saw something on Instagram that I sent you guys.
That's not my privilege talking either. I'm being honest.
No, they really are
just
dead cheap.
Yeah.
Even if he were to go buy like plastic forks, that would be better.
You can go in 7-Eleven and just ask for a plastic fork.
That's exactly right.
Yeah.
That's exactly
any
right.
place that has a salad bar, you can get a fork for free. Yeah. But I had sent you on Instagram and I'm like, are these men okay? I know it's always been like this, but she's in their bathroom and they have a clear shower. It's a shower curtain liner, I should first of all say. It's not even a shower curtain. It's clear. So it's a shower curtain liner, no shower curtain. And they don't have the shower hooks. So they're using hangers, like the hangers with the clips that you would hang like your pants on.
Yes.
They've got like 4 of those holding up their shower curtain.
And someone is singing. They're like, what
genius,
in the boys' bathroom is this?
Yeah. That is, wow. That is.
And again, not that expensive. You can go get those plastic shower rings at like a dollar store.
Absolutely. Probably cheaper than them hangers.
Well, I was going to say that, but they sold those hangers from Target last time they went and bought clothes.
That's exactly right.
So
they got those with a pair of pants.
Yeah.
They were like, no, keep the hangers on.
We're not really looking for MacGyver out there. It's not a problem that needs to be solved.
There is a solution already.
Yeah, you think you're going to impress us with your ingenuity, and it's like, no.
Oh. And also, just to go back to the chicken broccoli, dude, chicken broccoli is the least amount of effort. Like that whole date is like the lowest of effort. It's like just showing me how much like you couldn't even be bothered to get a fucking fork.
Okay, so here's the thing here, because I think that what we also may run across is a cost factor, right?
Sure.
For sure. So maybe this guy doesn't have a lot of money.
Understood.
He's like, I have these hangers. I can make this work. I can understand that. Listen, I've made some real stuff work.
Same. We've
Make it happen.
We
We've been poor. We've been poor. So not to act too above my stature
I'm
here.
not. Look. But I slept on it. We've discussed it.
But it has to be said, there are tons of things that you can do to impress someone on a date that cost $0.
Yeah.
There are so many things that you can do that are literally free.
Yeah.
You could have gone to a park. You could have made, you know what? Don't need forks, sandwiches.
Yeah, I mean, and honestly, even if he wanted to
And a picnic blanket?
use the meal prep meals, for instance.
Oh, there you go.
Because he's got him already, right?
Yeah.
Even if he wanted to do that, like if he had invited her over, he'd set the table,
Right.
put on some nice music.
It's the effort.
Like
That's right.
washed a fork maybe.
It's
you know,
not about the money.
That's right.
It's about the effort.
Yes.
That's exactly right.
And it's like
put on Big Mouth when I came over.
if you're talking about
Wait, you
trying
can
to
afford
get
cable?
to know somebody and like go out on a date, you've asked someone out on a date. It's like just it doesn't even take that much effort. It really doesn't.
No.
It doesn't.
Yeah, I'm willing to give more of a benefit of the doubt to the shower guys. Even though it's just very funny to me.
Solutions-oriented.
Yes.
Yeah. But again, we're not looking for MacGyver.
I mean, and again, we have talked, like I slept on like a slowly deflating air mattress for like a year. I had like a janky ass love seat off the street that had like missing cushions and stuff. I understand like being in that point in your life. It's funny. But I get that. I don't get the other thing because there are so many ways to make it like a little bit more thoughtful. It just means that he doesn't really care.
Right. Yeah.
And anytime,
just say you want to get laid, bruh.
That's exactly
Honestly,
it.
I would rather fuck somebody who was just like, you know what? You're hot. Can we do it?
Yeah. Taking me back to your apartment and doing
Trying
this
to,
whole like I'm taking you out on a date,
Honey,
out to dinner.
no.
And
Also, I
he's
put
not.
effort into getting ready. If you told me we're going out to dinner, I look good. And I'm sitting on like in your apartment watching Big Mouth eating out of a Tupperware container.
No. Yeah. No.
Furious.
Yeah. That's not the way.
No.
Speaking of furious though, furious and absolutely fucking hysterical. The best part of my week this week has been the dumpster fire that is Twitter.
Oh, man. Same. Full same.
The fact that the verification fiasco only lasted 24 hours before they had to shut that shit down is wonderful.
What did he think was going to happen? This man, I have to say, for everybody.
It's so good. It's so good.
For so many people who say that like he's a genius. He's so smart.
Yep.
I'm like, exhibit fucking A.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It ain't
exactly. It ain't it. He's gonna bankrupt fucking not only Twitter and take out a big portion of like the world's recorded like history since 2006. But he's going to fucking take Tesla down with it.
He might, yeah. It's a shit show over
But
there,
in
man.
the meantime, you get lots of fun stuff like, crashing stock prices for
Amazing.
major drug companies.
I love all the celebrities. I love all the celebrities
Chaos.
who were using like switch their name to Elon
absolutely.
Musk
Yes.
and were tweeting. That was
Cassie
incredible.
Griffin.
She got kicked off.
Yeah, she did. But that she was like, she chose,
Violence.
but she went for the pure good chaos. I was like, she was like, oh, Beto O'Rourke sounds really cool. And the way that she was just like using that name for good, I was like,
Yeah.
True.
Well,
Unsung
it's
hero in
always
my
free
eyes.
speech until it's free speech they don't want to hear. So,
Oh yeah, AOC's Twitter account got like wrecked.
yep,
Yeah.
exactly.
fucking mess, dude.
I
It
do
was
love all the
chaos.
people being Donald J. Trump too,
Yep.
just saying that he
so many.
lost and stuff. It's the best.
Just
So many. I got one this morning from Donald Trump saying that he was walking his daughter Tiffany down the aisle, and it was much better for him because at least this one's not good looking or something like that. I was like, God damn, people are coming.
Man, damn it.
Coming in.
Coming right for Tiffany's throat.
Yeah. Speaking of Elon Musk, only because this for real ties into what you were just talking about, which is that single bro style. I have a feeling that there is there is a single bro style about him. Like there's certain guys that when they're single, don't you just think like they don't know how to live,
how to be,
how to breathe air.
I have a feeling Elon Musk doesn't know how to be, period. I feel like people who grow up with that much wealth are just like,
no clue.
like, yes, they're pretending to be people. You know what I mean? Like they
Very
like,
much.
I see that this is how people act, so I'm going to act like that. I get that vibe from Elon Musk, is that he's imitating humans.
I've always thought there's something about, I think that this country equates wealth to intelligence.
Yes.
Which is always a huge mistake. But
Yes.
that's something I think often, when I look at people like Elon Musk, I'm like, is he smart or is he just rich?
He's just rich.
Yeah.
He's just rich.
He's just rich.
Yes. He's
And it's
been
not-
able to like be adjacent to smart people. Like
exactly right.
exactly what it is, you know?
He's been exactly right. And he's propelled some of that wealth into, success.
Interesting,
for sure.
and interesting stuff.
And interesting stuff.
Whether
and
you like it or hate it.
Exactly.
Interesting. Yeah.
But there in no way, he is definitely the person who has one fork in his house after a breakup. And you know what I mean? Like he's like, oh, that's normal. And he's like, here's my pre-made meals that my person
We'll
made
just grab
for me.
one of
Can
them.
we also
Yeah.
talk,
Yeah.
listen, and rightly so, and every time there is a new child announcement, we get so many messages about Nick Cannon.
No.
Listen.
I get it. However, I feel like Elon Musk doesn't get enough attention for the fact that he does the same fucking thing.
Absolutely.
He's got like
Yeah.
a bunch of kids.
Really?
Yeah.
I did not know
Yes,
that.
Yeah,
he's got like 9
tons.
kids or something.
Holy shit,
Yeah,
dude.
from different women as well. And
That's why he only has one fork left.
he gave all his forks to his kids. But no, I mean, we do. And look, I wasn't trying to complain. Keep them coming. Every time there's a new Nick Cannon announcement, we get so many like
There
DMs
is
and stuff.
not enough attention on
The
on
names.
the names.
Yep, I know. We
didn't know.
discussed
I
this.
had no idea.
Zillionaire, Zillion Hair,
H-E-I-R.
H-E-I-R is his middle name. Zillion is his first name.
Yeah.
Zillionaire Cannon.
Legendary love canon.
Love. You just hear porn music when that plays.
Absolutely.
Do I want my name to be Legendary Love Cannon? Fuck yeah, I do. That motherfucker is a deep. He is that. I don't know if that's a boy or a girl's name, but that child is going to grow up to be a DJ, and if it or not, that's a fail.
Love Cannon is.
Legendary love canon.
I want them to
Please.
grow up to be a DJ
I hope it's a guy.
where
I
they
hope it's a
have
boy.
a cannon that shoots out heart confetti. That's what I
Listen.
want. And when the bass drops, just heart confetti.
I bet you he goes by LL or something like that, in school.
Probably not old enough yet, but they all have like. I'm like
Onyx Ice.
Onyx
Some-
Ice Coal Cannon. Onyx Ice Coal Cannon.
Then there's one like Glorious Queen or something like that. It's just like
There's
oh
a
my
few.
God.
There's a few like that. It's and like I said when we were discussing it off mic, like who would have thought that? Because people give Mariah
That should
a
have
hard
been.
time for being like a diva and shit like that. And
Yeah.
I remember people saying when they named their twins Monroe and Moroccan, people were like, "What?" Because it was around the same time as like all the other like Apple.
Such normal names.
Comparatively,
Yeah.
the most normal names.
Yep.
And you know that Nick Cannon tried to make her do something weirder.
No, but no one's
And
making
Mariah
Mariah
was
doing
like,
anything.
No.
No,
She's like, no.
Monroe.
I don't know her.
Yeah.
I know.
Oh my God.
Ooh-wee.
Who are we going to FMK this fine fall?
I think that we should
Afternoon.
FMK guys that we are certain if they're single, they're a one fork man.
Oh,
Like
yeah.
without somebody
I
steering
get
their
that
ship.
from Jason Sudeikis. Big time.
Oh man, I was gonna say Jason from How Did This Get Made?
Oh, him too?
Manzukis.
Yeah,
or whatever
Jason
his
Mantzoukas.
last name is. Yeah.
He definitely does.
He does. Yeah. I would be willing to throw him in there. You know what? And,
And
this
I'd be
this is a
willing to give him another
stereotype.
fork.
Yeah. He's cute. But this is a stereotype. But I really do feel like a lot of comedians,
Yeah.
male comedians, give me that vibe. Like I love him, but like Pete Holmes too. I'm just like a lot of these guys.
I
And,
feel like Mark Maron's got forks.
and Mark Maron has forks.
Mark Maron's got
Absolutely.
forks.
Yes, Mark Maron's got forks.
Bill Burr would not have a fork if he didn't have a wife. He wouldn't.
Nia holds it down.
That
for sure.
absolutely.
Yeah. So I think that I'm going to go with, you know what? We haven't done him. So I'm gonna go with Pete Holmes, actually.
Okay.
And Pete Holmes is very smart. It's not.
Yeah.
It's not an intelligence
No,
thing.
but he doesn't have
It's
another
just,
fork.
He is the type where if there's no one coming over, he is sitting on his couch in his boxers eating ice cream out of the container. Which no shade, I've been there.
Would too.
Have done it.
Also, do you think he has a couch or do you think it's a beanbag chair?
Yeah.
Okay, so we got Jason Mantzoukas, we've got Jason Sudeikis, and we have Pete Holmes
All right.
for our sad single boy edition.
Yeah.
Oh man. Fuck, marry, kill.
I think I know what I'm going to do.
Okay.
I think Jason Mantzoukas is
He's hot.
crazy hot.
I think he's hot too.
I think, and he's hilarious. I think he's hot because he's funny. I think he's hot because of his attitude. I think he's hot because he's progressive. I think he's hot because he's left,
Yeah.
leaning. He's pro women.
I really would not mind buying forks for him.
yeah.
I wouldn't either.
It would be a small price to pay. That's
I gotta be
how hot
honest.
I think
he
is.
probably plays that character more than he really is that character. Don't you think? Do you think he? I might be underestimating.
No, I think I am. I think we are because he does definitely have a vibe of someone. He's a long gamer. I think that like he's like, this works for my career, like comedy career, and I'm leaning into it. I actually think he probably has his shit more together. I bet we go over to his house and it's actually like minimalist and like clean.
And like so clean.
I'm
and
fucking
so-
marrying Mantzoukas.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm gonna marry Mantzoukas.
Yeah.
For sure.
That's what I'm doing too.
Yep.
Yeah, because I definitely do think I get the feeling that he's probably a very like private person.
Yes.
And that he just like puts on this like confident, cocky persona or what have you.
And if he really lets you in and starts talking about like deep shit,
I bet he's got a lot of deep shit to talk about. I
lady
bet.
boner immediately.
Dude, he's
yes.
the kind of guy you would do a gummy with. And just fucking just talk.
weird
Talking about the
conversations.
universe.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah,
Yes,
definitely.
he does give me those vibes that like he's probably hard to get to know. So when he lets you in,
man.
it's probably like you're seeing stars.
He gives me mind blowing in bed vibes.
Are we
too.
going to send this to him? Because I
Okay.
really feel like we should pull
Wow.
this clip and
I feel
shoot our shot. Send an email.
Sorry, Chris.
Yeah, but he really does give that low key like intensity, but also like playfulness about him that I bet he is just like.
Yeah, I'll buy him all the silverware he wants.
And I kind of dig, not every man can pull off that kind of like unkempt hair, facial hair combo.
Right.
But it, like, cause it does look like he's like it doesn't look well groomed,
No.
but it looks
But
good
I'm
on
a
him.
hairdresser, so
And it looks good on, like, actually it's fine. Like,
Yeah.
it looks fine.
It's not
And
a deal
lot
breaker.
A
And
lot
a
of
lot of
guys
people can't.
cannot pull that off at all. A lot of girls can't pull that off either.
Yeah,
but
that casual like.
Yeah.
Yeah.
woke up this way.
Yeah.
Yeah, I woke up like this.
Yeah. I'm gonna fuck Pete Holmes.
I'm gonna fuck Jason Sudeikis.
I was torn.
You know what? I'm gonna do the same thing as you, Christina.
Yeah, the things that have been coming out about Olivia's salad dressing and from like
Wait, what?
You don't know that?
you don't know about Olivia's
Oh,
salad
When
dressing?
I tell you I
Babes.
haven't been able to do shit this
This
week,
this
except
was
for
from like 2 weeks or 3 weeks ago. It was from a while
I
ago.
don't know.
It was
Yeah.
from quite a while ago. But that saga, that actually might make me. That might make me
Wait.
change my mind on
yeah,
Jason Sudeikis. Actually,
Jason Sudeikis' housekeeper like broke news
Yeah.
basically.
Nanny,
or what have you
Yeah.
that Harry and Olivia, there was overlap, and Olivia was still with Jason, and Jason did some allegedly,
don't sue us.
yeah, allegedly, Jason Sudeikis was like really upset because he was like, if Olivia's making her special salad dressing, then that means she's going over to Harry's.
Yeah, she made a salad,
And
she
everyone's
made a
like,
salad.
"What
so
is this
she was
salad?"
she was still living at home with
Oh my
Jason,
God.
and Jason is, and a lot has been made about like his drinking and stuff like that. But I'm like, this is a pretty stressful situation. Like your wife, for she's not his wife, but they've been together for a really long time. They've got kids
Mother,
together. They live
yeah.
together. And she is like going on dates with like the hottest pop star
Yeah.
in the world.
She's making her special salad
So
dressing.
Jason Sudeikis gets like drunk and Olivia's like making her salad and making her special salad dressing and goes to leave the house, and Jason Sudeikis like tries to like stand in front of her car.
And shit like that.
Yeah, and shit like that to try
The
and like
drama.
keep her from leaving. Yeah, it's drama. However, Jason Sudeikis has love her or hate Olivia Wilde. She's gorgeous, and he has dated some hot. Hot
it
lady.
makes
Funny
me-
though.
He's
funny,
very funny.
Funny will get you
He's
very,
funny.
very far.
But I bet you he's surprising in bed.
I bet you too.
I bet Pete Holmes is surprising.
I
in
bet
bed.
you he is too.
And that's why
He's-
I'm going Pete.
Pete Holmes is fun in bed.
Yeah.
Like, you know that he's fun.
Jason
Like,
Sudeikis seems like he would be a little bit.
He
more
might cry after
intense.
though. He's gonna cry after we're done,
Jason?
and that would make me sad.
he's going to call me Olivia, isn't he?
yes, and then he's gonna cry, and then he's gonna cry when you're done. It's gonna be weird.
He's going to take out his aggression on you, which I might be kind of
I
okay
might be
with.
into that.
I'm okay. Yeah. You know what? I'm going to stick with it because I think actually if I had to date
But
one
he
of them.
calls me Olivia while he's doing it.
No, I
If
don't
I
want
had
that.
to date one of them,
I would date Pete Holmes.
Amen.
Same.
Because Jason kind of seems
I don't
like
wanna date him.
he
He a mess.
has those
He's a mess.
like boy temper tantrums. Do
Yeah.
you know what I'm talking
Oh,
about?
yeah.
Sulky boy.
Oh yeah.
Yes.
That's all I see.
Yeah, he's moody. But
We hate a sulky boy.
I don't love it.
I
which
do
is,
not.
Which is really at odds with the fact that like I do like an emo boy,
But
which is
Very
Very
on
different.
the same
they're
spectrum.
different, but on the same spectrum.
Sulky boys in bed though, you get it's a 50-50.
Yes.
Some
If
sulky
he
boys
cries,
are good.
I don't
Some
want him to
sulky
cry.
boys are really good in bed, and some sulky boys are like they'll blame you. They're like, "Did you come?" And you're like, "It's been
Oh.
3 minutes, bro."
Yes,
Like,
I came. Let's get this
let's
over
just
with.
get over it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, okay. So yeah, I'm going to do that. I'm going to stick with it. And here's why. Because I think Pete Holmes is more fun in bed. If I had to date someone, I would date him. I think he is
mouth?
such a good time. He does have a big mouth
Yeah, he does.
in a good way.
Yeah, he does.
I bet you he knows how to use
I
it
bet
too.
he knows how to use it. Yeah.
strikes me. Pete Holmes strikes me as someone who likes going down there.
Yep.
Yeah.
Really enjoys
Yeah.
it. So if I had to date one of them, I would date him. But if it's a one night stand, Jason Sudeikis has a darkness and
Yeah.
some pent up rage. That
Don't want to be called somebody else's name though, and that is going to happen. You're absolutely right about that.
that's possible, but it's one night, and I think the sex will be better.
Yeah. Yeah.
So
I agree with that. But yeah, it's hard to say kill Pete Holmes because I'm like,
I don't wanna
honestly,
kill
if
him.
if I had a date, you know, if I had a 1 year relationship with Pete Holmes, that would be great.
Yeah, Pete Holmes
Great.
is like he seems like the type who like. Having a long-term relationship, even if it doesn't work out, is great with
gonna
Pete
be-
Holmes because
yeah,
you're going
you're
to
gonna
sit
be
on the
friends with
couch.
him.
Yeah,
You're
and
going to sit on his face is what you're going to do.
Pete Holmes is like a binge a TV series.
Yes, this is
with,
true.
You could spend a lot of like comfy time with Pete Holmes, which I
Yeah.
really do like.
I'm doing it. I'm fucking Pete Holmes. I'm taking Pete Holmes.
Great.
Come
Boom.
back and
Yeah.
let us know how it
Yeah.
was.
Yeah. We're going to Pound Town.
But glad we all agree. Mansukas is definitely the one to
Hot.
marry.
Of course.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
You know, like in my mind, he has like a really cute, kind of cozy, like bungalow in the hills, right? Ugh.
Yeah. He has an apartment. Like Manzuka strikes me as someone who has not an apartment, a
I was gonna
house.
say, he owns his own home for sure.
He strikes me as someone who has a house that has like really big, like well lit windows. Do you know what I mean? Like floor to ceiling windows.
Yeah,
And
like
when
Bosch's place.
and when you look in from the outside, we don't know, Cassie.
You said you watched an episode.
I did. I
Okay,
did.
so you know what his place looks
yeah,
like.
Yeah.
Fucking dope.
Floor to ceiling, like windows, and when you look in from the outside, it looks like cozy. Like people are in there with glasses of wine.
Yes.
It's got like a long
record player.
dining table.
He has a record player for sure.
Yeah.
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 Which also makes me feel like now we've miscast him as a person who only has one fork.
We have.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Keep it. But it's
But
in.
no, it's
too late.
in. It's too late now. It is in. We apologize for saying you only have one fork. Your character that you play comedically only has one fork.
Correct. Yeah. He
Yeah.
does kind of seem
The
like his
caricature.
caricature seems like somebody that would fall apart without a partner's help. But,
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. Now, listen, if you want to like let us in, just invite us over.
Absolutely.
I'd love to
wrong.
come over for dinner.
We're not even creepy.
We're not creepy.
Evidence to the contrary from the following preceding 5 minutes be damned. He's like,
We just slandered the
absolutely
fuck
not.
out of Jason
He's like
Sudeikis.
at Stanley Moss Courthouse right now, filling out fucking restraining orders.
Cease and desist. Keep my name out of your motherfucking mouth. 100%. That
He
was
sends
fun.
over Will Smith. Like, no. Keep my friend's name out of your fucking mouth.
We do have new patrons. God, I gotta get together. We do have new patrons that we want to give a big worsty welcome and shout out to. Welcome. I actually feel like this person has been a patron before. So if we shouted you out before,
have another one.
have another. Here,
Welcome back.
Here's another for you. Samantha Scheller.
Yeah.
I hope I'm pronouncing your last name right, or Sheila. Welcome. I know I've seen your name around on social and stuff like that. So I know that you have been a worsty or a listener for quite a while now. And we are so unbelievably grateful to have such incredible listeners like you. Thank you so much for joining us on Patreon. And also Heather Gilmore, welcome to Patreon. We have some fun stuff coming up on Patreon. We are going to release some of our live show content there. Also Christmas is coming up. So
yeah, we always do fun Christmassy stuff.
Fun Christmas stuff. So it's a good time to join the Patreon if you're on the fence about joining. And welcome, Samantha and Heather. We love you.
Yeah, and you guys might get to see, we are going to try more video content and stuff. So you guys may be guinea pigs and getting
our
to
beta
be the
testers.
first people to see new studio stuff. So definitely come join us, and we really, really appreciate it. Yeah. Well, you guys want to take 5 and then we'll come back with stories?
Sounds good.
Cool. This episode is brought to you by Athletic Greens. Now, our next partner has a product I use literally every day. I started taking AG1 because I am somebody who, for the longest time, has never been able to eat breakfast. But that has all changed since I've started taking Athletic Greens. And it makes me feel good because I get better gut health and I get a supplement that actually tastes great. And I've been using it now for like 2 weeks, and I honestly feel that boost of energy in the morning. So what is this stuff? With 1 delicious scoop of AG1, you're absorbing 75 high-quality vitamins, minerals, whole food sourced ingredients, probiotics, and adaptogens to help you start your day right. This special blend of ingredients supports your gut health, your nervous system, your immune system, your energy, recovery, focus, and aging. I mean, all of the things.
Athletic Greens is super affordable. It costs you less than $3 a day, which is cheaper than having like a cold brew habit. It's also super lifestyle friendly, which is really important to me. You know, I am a vegetarian. I don't eat meat. So whether you eat keto, paleo, vegan, or dairy-free or gluten-free, it is friendly to all of those lifestyles.
Right now, it's time to reclaim your health and arm your immune system with convenient daily nutrition. It's just 1 scoop in a cup of water every day. That's it. No need for millions of different pills and supplements to look out for your health. To make it easy, Athletic Greens is going to give you a free 1-year supply of immune-supporting vitamin D and 5 free travel packs with your first purchase. All you have to do is visit athleticgreens.com/worstdate. Again, that's athleticgreens.com/worstdate to take ownership over your health and pick up the ultimate daily nutritional insurance.
Cheers.
Mary redeemed a $50,000 cash prize playing Chumba Casino online.
I was only playing for fun, so winning was a dream come true.
Chumba Casino is America's favorite free online social casino. You too could have the chance to win life-changing cash prizes. Absolutely anybody could be like Mary. Be like Mary. Log on to ChumbaCasino.com and play for free now. No purchase necessary. Void where prohibited by law. 18 plus terms and conditions apply. See website for details. The voice in the preceding commercial was not the actual voice of the winner.
And we're back. All right, Cass.
Okay. So, stories goes, when my ex-wife and I were 19 and dating for our second Valentine's Day, we booked tickets to see a play before having dinner at a restaurant nearby. Now, for context, we were sexually active, and this night was going to be no different.
Wow. Okay, great. Get that out of the way.
He's like, oh, we were planning on getting
we were
laid.
fucking.
Yeah.
Wait, how old were they again?
19.
Oh, of
of
course.
course.
Oh my God. When I was
Bang, bang, bang,
yeah,
bang, bang.
mhm,
Yeah.
yeah. Bangity
This is
bang.
putting the effort in.
Yeah.
You know, get play tickets, dinner resies. We like it.
There was also a church near to where we lived, which was attended predominantly by an Afro-Caribbean community in the area.
Great.
They'd knock on doors
Where's
to
this
give
going?
you leaflets about the Word of God, which is a bit annoying, but they didn't do any harm. On the date, we noted when we took our seats in the theater that we were really like the only Caucasian people in the audience, mainly because we got a few quizzical looks from the other audience members.
I think I know where this is going.
And the person at the ticket stand, as we went in and sat down, also gave them odd looks. With no explanation, the play was 45 minutes late in starting while everyone around chatted to each other, apart from us who just sat there eating our peanut M&Ms. Curtains up. 4 of the ladies who had been chatting walked up onto the stage and began drinking Schloer, SHLOER, in wine glasses while talking about their fictional relationships, followed by an Afro-Caribbean man arriving on his knees and pleading with his on-stage girlfriend for sex because he has needs as a man.
No, you are at some weird fucking youth group night where they're doing like some evangelical ministering. I am not. As somebody who performed in things like this, no, you got to get up and go. You got to go.
What did you say this play was? I whispered. I was at a local community play about modern relationships, my ex replied.
Okay, hold on. I also have to say
That's misleading marketing.
It's risky.
it is, but also
You're 19. You're just like fun, play. We're artsy.
You're right. They're 19. That's what it is. Because I'm just like, I have been in a lot of shows. I've gone to see a lot of shows. I always research what show I'm going to see. Like I don't pay money, buy tickets to go see a show that I'm like, I don't know what this is
but
about.
at 19, you're trying so hard to be adult.
Yeah, that's really what it is.
So you're like, this is an adult
This is a
date.
play.
It's a
Yes.
play. We're not going to
Very cultured.
Yes.
cultured.
Step forward on the stage, girlfriend, who monologued as all the other actors froze. If your man loves you, he will wait. If your man respects you, he will wait. Because in Jesus Christ's name, sex before marriage is wrong.
Yeah.
Okay.
Thankfully, there was an
Were they
interlude.
handing out purity rings at the end of this?
Thankfully, there was an interlude not long after, so we up and left without making eye contact with anyone. We were only 15 minutes late for our table, after which we were able to laugh about booking tickets to see a local church's play dedicated to preaching no sex before marriage.
I hope they had sex that night.
Oh, I'm positive they did.
For sure.
Oh my gosh. I'm trying to think. I have not seen a lot of plays out here in Los Angeles. I just think it's not. I think I saw more plays when I still lived in Ohio. I think
I did too.
Sure.
I mean, I think
It's not a theater town. It's really hard.
It's not a theater town, especially now, because so many of the places where you would go to get theater, like the NoHo Arts District and stuff like that, post lockdown have shut down.
Right.
Like a lot of these small theaters have shut down. But just in general, LA is really hard. There's some great theater, but it's really, really difficult because it's such a sprawling city that it's so hard to get around to like go and see things. So that's really difficult. And like a lot of small theaters haven't come back yet. So I've heard of that problem. But yeah, I mean, when I'm in the Midwest, shows.
Do you think it's the weather? Partly, there's the weather being so shitty that they have to have more indoor things to do.
You know, the thing is, for me, I love LA. I've lived here for 12 years now. Like I love LA, but it's actually, there's so much to do, but I rarely go out to do stuff because it's a hassle. Like getting anywhere is a hassle.
Getting anywhere in the city is really difficult.
Right.
I do so much more here than I ever did back in Ohio, for sure.
Really?
100%.
Interesting.
That's interesting. I mean,
because most of my friends actually want to do stuff here. That's the big difference.
That's the thing.
Yeah.
But for me, when I talk about doing, I do stuff with you guys, but like that's it. It's not like when I'm in Springfield, it's like, I can leave 15 minutes before the play starts and I know I can be there and I can find parking and it's like not going to be a big deal. Whereas like it's a ordeal. If you are going out and you are going somewhere that's not nearby where you live, you have to leave like 2 hours early and then you have to budget in the hour and a half before that to get ready. And like it's a
thing. It's a full day affair.
Yeah, we went to the bowl the other night and it was just like even taking an Uber there, it took us, we're like 1.7 miles from the bowl, and it still took like over an hour to get dropped off.
I went to the Greek last weekend too. I was like, I mean, and then we paid $30 for parking because I'm like, I'm not walking.
Jesus.
Like,
Oh yeah. You guys had that hike nightmare.
Yeah, and I told him I put my foot down this time. I was like, no, and then the guy was like, that'll be $30, and I was like, oh, okay, well,
No,
Of course, that's no problem at all.
price you pay. Okay. My date was driving a cute little sports car with manual transmission. This struck me as pretty cool at the time. I personally had never driven a stick.
I feel that in my bones.
Yeah.
When
Oh.
I was younger, I would get so hot watching
I mean,
a
right,
guy
the stick. Yeah.
drive stick.
My first car was a stick.
So was mine.
Hot. Keegan's so hot.
Sexy. Me and Christina, we drove stick.
Oh, my sexy Geo Metro.
Oh, I mean, I will actually
learned in a
say
truck.
my first car was sexy. Well, not sexy, but it was like I had a 1971 yellow VW
Okay, shit.
VW Beetle.
Okay,
and
that's cool.
and it was a stick, and it was awesome. And
My
I
dad
remember
had a Datsun pickup truck that I learned sticking.
also like an old pickup truck.
Yeah.
Is also sexy for like a girl to drive.
All right.
Anyway, I personally had never learned to drive a stick. He took me to TGI Fridays where we had a reasonably nice dinner. After dinner, he suggested we move.
Exactly the right words.
It's a
reasonably
TGI Fridays.
nice dinner.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. After dinner, he suggested we move to the bar for a drink. 3 hours later, he's sloshed and I'm begging him to stop. I need to go home. I need to get some sleep. I have to work in the morning and I have neither car keys nor wallet. He's my ride home and already too drunk to drive. He offered the car keys knowing I couldn't drive his car, and he refused to leave, just ordered another drink and told me to relax.
Oh,
Relax.
In the history of relaxing, I've never relaxed by someone telling me to relax.
No, I'm about to set this bar on fire. Yeah.
Oh, yeah, you got to call a cab or something. Oh, she said she didn't have a wallet.
Didn't have a wallet.
But they have a phone at the bar. They got to.
So, yeah, you'd have to call a parent, a friend.
Anyone?
Yeah. Well, she says, fuck pre-cell era, and I've got no money to use a payphone or call a cab or a friend. Now, listen.
Okay. But the bar's got a phone.
Also,
Well, but also, if I got a collect call from one of you guys, I would
Immediately.
100% accept it.
Yes.
You know what I mean?
Yes.
Like,
Yes.
In fact, immediately, I've not seen her.
Yeah.
Yes.
I would be like, what? Are they in jail?
Yes.
'Cause
Yeah.
something happened. Yes. I would.
I heard you got a collect call from Christina. I'd be like, oh, yes.
Although, in fairness,
What do I push?
these days, this was pre-cell phone era, but like these days, I don't answer my phone if I don't know
The number? Yeah,
the number.
not at
I'd
all.
have to listen to the message that was left and be like, oh no. But yeah, I don't answer if I don't know the number.
Will you collect call from? Please call me back about the.
Yeah. yes.
And then your transcription thing is just like, you're like, what?
Eventually, I just left. Now I've got a 5-mile walk home in the dark, but I'm furious and the adrenaline gives me strength.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
And I have no options. I will be stiff and sore in the morning, but I can do this.
The way I would rip
but
his
alive.
transmission out of his fucking car. Give me your keys to your
Fucking
car. Bye.
literally, yeah. Key
Slash
in the
that
tire.
Yeah.
No, you give me the keys to his car. I'll fucking figure out. Shit.
Allegedly. No, we wouldn't really do this. For legal purposes, this is a joke.
No, I would try to, if I didn't drive stick and he gave me keys to his stick, I would figure it out.
Oh, you'd figure out how to drive home.
Yeah.
I'm saying don't.
Oh, I'm so glad it wasn't me that made the weird mistake this time.
don't pop somebody's car
No.
tire.
No,
Okay.
I'm just saying I'd probably ruin his transmission, but I'd make it home.
I see. I don't know enough about cars to understand that's where you were going. I thought you were like, I'm gonna rip his transmission out. I was like, okay.
I'm not that strong. Jesus.
No idea that like that's what that affects at all. Okay. I walked maybe 15 minutes before a car pulls over and comes to a stop on the shoulder 100
no,
yards
thank you, Ted
ahead
Bundy.
of me.
Exactly.
I spend a few minutes walking toward the car, debating.
Nope.
Most people aren't serial killers. It's a long walk. I'm probably safe, but what if the guy is a groping asshole? Do I want a ride bad enough to risk that or worse? I approach the passenger window and the driver calls out, I hate to see a woman out here walking alone in the dark. Are you okay? Then he looks at me with a shock of recognition. It's an ex.
Oh.
Oh
No.
God, Jim, would you please take me home?
Yeah, though that's the best case scenario.
Yes,
honestly,
it is.
Even if it's a shitty ex, you know them.
at least you know them.
They're
Yeah.
not a murderer.
Yes.
hopefully.
I told Jim what happened on the way back to the house. He kissed my cheek and gave my hand a squeeze as he let me out.
They're married now.
I wish that's how this ended. I do. That's where my brain went to. Phone was ringing when I got home. Drunken date calling repeatedly, leaving voicemails wanting to know where I am.
Ew.
At 2 a.m., I took the phone off the hook and didn't bother to call back. In a city the size of Richmond, Virginia, what are the chances that the guy picking you up after being stranded is a friend and an ex-lover? Lesson learned, I always had my car and my wallet on all dates after this.
Good call. Oh man.
That's the universe stepping in
Thank
to help
God.
her out.
It is.
You know
yeah,
what I
it's
mean?
just like, we're giving you a warning.
That's some
but-
guardian angel shit.
It
You're like,
really
listen.
is. Because what are the, like, Richmond's a big city. Like,
It is a big city.
What are the chances?
Very slim.
Yeah.
All right. Let me pull mine up. This one is going to be terrifying
Oh,
for anybody with female parts
Oh Jesus.
down there.
oh
Just
no, Christina.
beware. Beware.
Come on.
Like you guys just saw, my hand went straight to my vagine. I'm very concerned.
I warned you, so here we go.
I don't have a choice. I have to be here. What am I going to
know.
do? Leave?
Fast forward.
To start off, we were heading back to my place. It was a girl I had regularly hooked up with, me, and another girlfriend of hers who I had just met, all drunk, all stumbling back. So,
Sounds like a party.
the block before we get to my spot, the girl that I knew starts talking about how she had been learning the art of pole dancing.
Oh no. Drunken pole dancing. I'm like, if you don't know what you're doing, this sounds like something I would do 100. I'm like,
This is why I'm going to be, if you ever said that, I'll be like, no, Keegan, we don't need to see a demonstration right now. No.
wait. You guys hold on.
Look at what I learned.
Look at what I can do.
Well, right then, we come up on a stop sign, and buddy,
Yep.
she just fucking goes for it.
Those aren't round poles.
not supported enough.
No, and they're not. No.
She straddles that sumbitch and gives it everything she's got. And as she starts to spin around the post, she just drops. Not like it's hot, but because she's in pain.
And because of gravity. No.
She was holding her leg, and we look at it, and she had torn a little bit of skin. Nothing terrible. We dust her off, and seems like everything is fine. We get back to my place. We're in my room, kicking it for a minute. They start making out and start undressing each other.
Great.
That's when they giggle, both look at me, and then give me the green light to come over and join in.
Okay, Penthouse Forum.
Yeah, this again, this
didn't
feels like
happen.
a porn.
Fake news.
Well, after some kissing and undressing, the new friend and I start to team up on the girl that I knew. We go in together to take off her panties, and boom, there it is.
No.
A whole fuck ton of blood.
No.
Everywhere. Getting everywhere too. Everyone's in a panic. I'm running around, dick at full attention, trying to find a towel or something.
No.
All of us are fucking hammered. That's when the downstairs neighbor came pounding on my bedroom door.
She ripped a lip, didn't
we
she?
Shared,
She ripped a lip.
She shared a
She
house.
ripped a lip.
Two apartments in one house. I peek out and they're pissed because my room's right above them. And this was not the first time I was loud and drunk doing God knows what above them at 4 a.m. They realize I'm naked and there's two others in there. And I apologize and tell them we have a situation going on and I'll fill them in later. Back to the girls. We finally get enough of the
holding
blood
her boobs.
soaked up to see what's going on. Remember the little stop sign pole dance?
Yes.
Oh, we remember.
I know.
We remember.
Well, it didn't just rip some skin on her leg. It ended up being she ripped her labia wide open and clean across both sides. Oh no.
I'm so upset. I'm like, I took my headphones off. I can't.
She ripped a lip.
No.
She ripped them both.
After we got settled down, Miss Stop Sign Dancer was still game to continue, but
No.
me and Homegirl were like, you don't need dick, you need a doctor.
The mood is ruined.
It's
No,
100%.
irrevocably.
We're done.
We are done.
We are done here.
It is the only time
911.
I ever got out of the mood. Got naked with her friend the next night, though. You lose some, you win some.
Oh, Jesus.
I am
Jesus Christ.
upset. Deeply upset.
How do you fix that?
How do you fix? I think stitches.
I think. I'm
Ice
sweating.
packs.
I'm
Why would you still want to fuck? Why would you still want to fuck
sweating.
after that?
Have you ever been the drunken Hulk?
Yes, and equally embarrassed as you are drunk. Suddenly,
Do
you're
you
like,
remember
I can fix this. I can
Wait.
fix this. Let's get fucked,
What?
dude.
Last year's Christmas party that Keegan hosted, where
Yeah.
she made her specialty cocktail.
Specialty cocktail. Wait. We got to tell everybody what it is. It's pure vodka.
Wasn't my fault.
It's a handle of vodka.
Frozen cranberries in it. It looked very festive.
It's a
It
fucking-
tasted very vodka.
I made
It's a handle of
rosemary
vodka.
simple syrup specially for the occasion.
I
love this.
Splash.
I loved it. Eric and I loved it.
Oh yeah, you did.
So did Keegan and Tony, and we all ended up at the Barrel late night.
It's true.
Somehow I like sprained my fucking ankle or whatever, but it's like I did not notice at the time. You notice the next day.
Oh, yeah.
So I'm sure she's like,
Imagine
oh, I'm bleeding.
You have a
Or-
broken vagina.
yeah,
the
a
next
ripped
day.
labia.
Oh, two.
The word
Is that
ripped
two?
is so
Torn? You like torn
Gross.
butter? No.
Yeah.
Nope.
It's
I'm usually the one who's vomiting.
listen.
but it's your lips, man. It's
Ain't
they're
anymore.
sensitive.
Not no more.
Hey, man, I nicked one the
so
other day.
many nerve endings down there.
Yeah.
Dude, it's like, she got that surgery done or whatever to herself.
Yeah.
A
exactly.
vaginal rejuvenation situation.
Oh my God.
I hate it.
You nicked one?
No, I mean a little bit. I
Like
was
shaven?
using an electric razor to clean things up down there.
Yeah.
And an electric razor got you?
Yeah. Well, I
Oh.
didn't have the guard on because I had put the guard on for the top bit, and then
Yeah,
I
but you gotta get
take
closer
the guard
for the lip.
guard
Yeah,
off
yeah.
for the lips.
Yeah, got it.
And it gave me a little. Not it didn't cut me, but it was
But
a
it bit
little
you.
like it bit me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's just a warning bite. I
Yeah.
get it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh
You're like,
man, that I am. Listen,
I'm
I
sweating.
can't handle the just.
sweating.
There are certain body parts like I like horror. I love horror movies. But there are certain body parts that I'm like, you just don't
Nope.
fuck with. Like nipples,
No.
the downstairs,
Nope.
eyes.
Yeah.
I don't like eye shit.
I don't even like dick shit.
I don't like dick shit. I don't
I got
like
empathy for
I-
dick shit
I
as
also
much as I
don't
got
like
for my own
ankle.
shit.
I don't like ankle
Nope.
shit.
Oh,
Like, there are
hell
certain
no.
things
Don't be
that I'm just
cutting my
like,
fucking Achilles.
yeah, there are
fucking
just
Pet
certain
Cemetery.
parts of the body that I'm just like, I cannot handle descriptions of trauma to certain parts of the body.
Right.
And like those are
That's
the
them.
ones.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, I got cringy because we started re-listening to My Dad Wrote a Porno.
Uh-huh.
And just all the fucking nipple abuse poor Belinda has to go through.
Oh my god. That fucking shit.
leave my nip nops alone.
Exactly.
I don't want you to touch.
I don't
like,
want
well,
that you
touching
to
them is fine, but
Bite
please
them,
don't.
pull them.
Maybe a light clamp,
I
but
mean,
but
you know,
not
like,
a
okay.
light
Yeah, I mean,
situation. A light
it depends.
But I don't. Knives don't need to be.
No,
near.
no,
I just-
absolutely.
I can't.
Nice. What
Yeah.
the fuck?
Well, I just watched a Game of Thrones, and they have a scene where they cut a nipple off.
okay,
and
see, no, that's not
I just
necessary.
I can't.
That's
Yeah.
not sexy.
No.
I can't.
And it's also, like all the Army Hammer stuff that he had like knives around there. I'm like, no, I'm
Keep
good.
them away.
Keep 'em away.
Not necessary. Oof. Well,
Well, you guys need to take a break and we'll come back with the Tainted Love. This episode is brought to you by Crescent Canna. What's the best way to unwind after a bad date? Cannabis. Crescent Canna, the sponsor of this episode, makes legal THC gummies with real Delta 9 THC that can be delivered directly to your door nationwide. If you're like most people, including us, we had no idea that THC was federally legal for adults across the country, but it is, as long as it's derived from hemp and has less than 0.3% Delta 9 THC by weight.
With more than 1,000 5-star reviews, customers rave about Crescent Canna's gummies as my quote, go-to relaxation, instant stress relief, and good mood inducing. But don't just take their word for it. My Worst Date listeners can try a free 2-pack of THC gummies at crescentcanna.com/free. You heard that right. 2 delicious THC gummies, completely free. Just pay for shipping.
So for me, I really like the CBD sleep gummies. I have a hard time sleeping. Like I suffer from insomnia. I have like racing thoughts. I have a lot of anxiety. And the sleep gummies just give you that little bit of like extra boost to like lull you into a nice sleep. And you wake up refreshed and not groggy at all in the morning. I love it. From their potent THC gummies to their best-selling CBD freeze roller, Crescent Canna has an amazing selection of legal cannabis products to help you feel better anytime. Give them a try at crescentcanna.com and get 30% off with my special discount code WORSTDATE. You must be 21 or older to purchase or consume THC products. Age verification at checkout. Cheers!
Mary redeemed a $50,000 cash prize playing Chumba Casino online.
I was only playing for fun, so winning was a dream come true.
Chumba Casino is America's favorite free online social casino. You too could have the chance to win life-changing cash prizes. Absolutely anybody could be like Mary. Be like Mary. Log on to ChumbaCasino.com and play for free now. No purchase necessary. Void where prohibited by law. 18 plus terms and conditions apply. See website for details. The voice in the preceding commercial was not the actual voice of the winner.
Lucky Land Slots, asking people, what's the weirdest place you've gotten lucky?
Lucky? In line at the deli, I guess?
Aha, in my dentist's office. More than once, actually.
Do I have to say?
Yes, you do.
In the car before my kids' PTA meeting.
Really?
Yes.
Excuse me, what's the weirdest place you've gotten lucky?
I never win and tell.
Well, there you have it. You can get lucky anywhere, playing at LuckyLandSlots.com. Play for free right now. Are you feeling lucky? No purchase necessary. Void where prohibited by law. 18 plus. Terms and conditions apply. See website for details.
And we're back. And do I have a story for you guys?
Okay.
You know how some weeks you're like, takes you fucking forever to find the story?
Yeah.
This one, like on a very cursory search of quick like searches of things that I found this and I was like, oh, this is fucking it.
This is the one.
This is the one. And committed very quickly to it. So I was
I
very
love
happy.
that.
Me too.
Oh, that's the best when that happens. And you're not like indecisive and
watching
jumping
like
between.
5 different things
Oh,
and like
God.
reading 50 articles. Yes. So starts out February 16th in Indian-Atlantic, Florida. Police get a call from Margaret. She's the mother of Sheila Trott. And Margaret calls the police and she's like, my daughter is like losing her mind. Like she's like out of control. She woke up. She's been freaking out for like the past however long. Her sons called me to come over because she's like completely lost her mind. We don't know what's going on. All she's telling us is that she had a dream and one of her friends, she's so worried about her friend Kelly because she says she had a dream that Kelly's in trouble and Kelly is like in harm, like she is in danger and she needs help. So the police arrive and they're met at the door by Margaret and the two sons of Sheila. And the kids are like, yeah, you know, mom came home last night and we're pretty sure she had a seizure. It was like she came home really late last night. So we ended up having to rush her to the hospital. And then she came home. Everything seemed fine. They couldn't find out anything that was medically wrong with her. We don't know like why she had what we can only assume was a seizure. But she went to bed. She seemed fine. And then she woke up screaming and like called me into the bedroom. And her kids are like teenagers, right? So they're like, what the fuck is going on?
Yeah.
And so of course they call their grandma and grandma comes over and she's like, we can't get her to calm down. We don't know what's going on. She's just certain that her friend is in danger and like some kind of premonition or something. We don't know. But she is insistent that this person is in danger.
I'm not going to lie. I'd be very cautious about calling the cops in a situation like that.
Right? It's all of it. Well, right. Yeah.
Yeah,
I mean, that's how you end up in
they're gonna think you're involved if something did happen.
Or that like there's something really wrong with you mentally.
You usually end up in a mental institution.
Yeah.
But the police they go upstairs and they were like, the officer who investigated. He'd actually done a lot of special victim stuff. And he said during his special victims time, they did get calls from people who were like psychics and things like that. So it's not something he was not familiar with. It's Florida. Saying here, like, say no more.
Yeah.
So he's like, we get calls from like people who are like, oh, I'm a psychic and I know where you can find blah, blah, blah. And, and sometimes he's like, we get information that we can work with or we can't, it's just, he's like, you never know where you're walking into basically.
Yeah.
So he goes up and he interviews this woman. He was like, but it was really weird because she had like a lot of details and she wouldn't get out of her bed. It was just a really bizarre situation. So he was like, okay. But what he did know is that they had gotten a call the night earlier about somebody with the same name. A Kelly Brennan had gone missing. Her trainer, like gym trainer, had called her roommate where she was living and was like, hey, have you seen Kelly? I haven't heard from her. It was the night of the 15th. She was supposed to show up at like 9:00 to come to her training session. She hasn't shown up. And this is very unlike Kelly. Kelly is very diligent. She's very on time. She's very this is very out of character. So the police had already gotten a call from her roommate because her roommate was like, this is odd. The other thing, the reason the police kind of took it so seriously is, well, because she's rich and white, but also mostly because she has MS.
Oh,
and so the police were like, okay, well, maybe she was driving. Her car's not there. Maybe she was driving.
Yeah.
Something could have happened. So we really need to make sure that let's go kind of get a feel. They looked everywhere. They couldn't find her. They couldn't find her car, anything like that. So it was just a really weird situation. So the fact that they got a call the next morning, they were like, this woman, Sheila is like, I know where Kelly is. I know there's something wrong with her. She doesn't even know that the police know that this girl's missing or this woman's missing. She just knows that her friend is in trouble and she needs help. And so she's like, you guys need to go out to this specific area called Mark's Landing. I know she's there. I know she's there. I can feel it. I had this dream. I know she's there. So the police are like, okay. Let's go take a look-see.
Yeah, and you were saying Sheila came in really late the night before and had something happen?
Yeah.
Had the seizure, and that's why, okay.
Yeah.
Something.
Yeah, lots going on, right?
Yes.
A lot
I'm suspicious.
It's suspicious.
Very suspicious.
Yeah.
But, Sheila and her are friends. So the police are like, okay, so these two are like friends. They know each other.
Friends.
How do they know each other? First of all, let's talk a little bit about who these people are, where they come from. Kelly Brennan, first of all, born in 1963. She's from New Jersey. She worked her way through nursing school, moved to Florida. She'd been working at a restaurant for, most of her college career to help her get through nursing school. And that's where she met her husband, Gino. Gino was also a restaurant employee at the time and kind of, I think, like one of the managers there, kind of high up, and he was just a really lovely guy. They fell in love, very early on. And like I said, in her early 30s, they diagnosed her with MS, and she was, she knew about the diagnosis. She's a nurse. So she's like, I'm not going to let that hold me back. I'm going to do everything in my power to really keep myself as physically fit as possible. She's like,
it's very possible to, I have cousins, so they're in their 30s, early 40s on both sides of my family, my dad's side and my mom's side, who have MS, and it's very possible to live a normal life. It's like how to take care of yourself.
There's a lot of things that you have to alter about, because you don't know what days are how you could hit you, right? That's why the police were so concerned, because some days you can just be very low energy. It can hit you very differently, and depending on what stage of MS you're in.
And
right?
Exactly. And also some people have it differently than others. I don't want to make a blanket statement about everyone with MS is fine. That's not the case at all. But
Well, and there's been a lot of medical strides too. This is, 2010. So there's been a lot of medical strides even in just the last 10 years.
Yeah. A lot
12
more
years,
awareness too.
Yes.
Seeing that Christina Applegate and Selma Blair, I think, have brought a lot of
I didn't know Christina Applegate had MS.
Yeah. She just recently was talking about that. Yeah. And that she didn't know. I actually think going and reading her interview about that was very interesting, because she's pissed, and she's also like, I didn't know what to look out for.
Sure.
Like, and I didn't realize that all of these things, like just being
she had
tired
that
and
walk it off kind of personality. And so when I read that article, I was like, oh, this is so good to know, to bring awareness out there that you should be paying attention to these kinds of symptoms can be something serious.
Wait, what were they? I don't remember. Or I don't know.
I don't remember all of them, but the big one I remember is that like she had a lot of lethargy. Like she was just like really tired and stuff like that, and didn't realize. I also appreciated, and we're getting kind of off topic, but I appreciated about that article that she was angry. Like, I don't know, it felt like a very genuine response, like, to a situation like that, that like
you're in that place.
And who are you angry at? I don't know. No one. It's just like, it's a medical thing, but I did appreciate that she just allowed herself to be really like, she's like, I'm pissed. I'm like upset that like this has happened to me. And I don't know. It was great.
Anyway, it's a tough diagnosis for sure. But Sheila was not going to let it like get her down. She was like determined to like, she's going to do anything in her power that she possibly could to like, she's already got this thing kind of battling her. So she's going to do everything in her power to make herself stronger that when she is able to, right? Yeah. And so that was, started her like getting really into bicycling, and her and Gino were big into biking and doing all kinds of really fun like outdoor activities. They live in Florida, so they were able to kind of do these things especially in the evenings, stuff like that. And one of the other couples at the restaurant, funny enough, was her friend Sheila Graham, who ended up also marrying somebody that she had met at the restaurant. This guy named Dan.
My God, restaurants are so incestuous.
It's legit. I worked at one restaurant in my life, and it was my very first job. And like, never have I worked in a place where it's like
everybody fucking everybody,
and it's it's such a part of the culture. It's like what you're supposed to do. Like if you're not, you're doing it wrong.
Yeah, the manager's supposed to date one of the hostesses, and it's supposed to be borderline, if not outright inappropriate. And the hostesses and like it's always dating. Like this is my case. Like I was a hostess, and it's like the hostesses are always kind of dating like a kind of skeevy like busboy and or cook. Oh yeah. Also you have your back of house hostess and your front of house hostess. So someone is always dating. There's always somebody that's
there's always a relationship that like doesn't make sense. Like you're like, what?
Yeah.
Ooh, anyway, so Dan and Sheila, though, I think Dan was actually not somebody that worked there, but they had met there. I think he was like a patron, right? He was somebody who came into the restaurant quite a bit, and they had met. Dan was going through...
that happens too.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, it is like a place where you meet people and you talk to people. You know what I mean?
Know your
it's kind
regulars.
of a natural. Yeah. It's a natural thing, right? Yeah. And I think Dan was kind of one of those regulars, right? Yeah. And she's originally from Canada, but she had moved down there to kind of, start new in the fresh, sandy beaches of Florida, and she was really into diving and things like that. So she was, really right at home in Florida. Sheila actually was, again, very smitten with Dan. Dan was just at the beginning of starting his pilot license to like get his license. Yeah. So they got married pretty quickly, fell in love very quickly. She ended up supporting him through getting his pilot's license, which was really cool. Like she was able to kind of like support them on, her salary as a waitress or like the money she was making as a waitress. But I think she was pulling a couple other jobs as well, but he was able to make it through.
Good money as a waitress. If you're good at your job, you can make hella money. Yeah.
Hell yeah, dude. Honestly. But yeah, Dan made it through pilot school. He was going, became a pilot. So it was all very up and up. They ended up having a couple kids, Crichton and, oh my God, I only remember Crichton's name because it's just such a
I've only ever known
name.
People with last names of Crichton. I've never met somebody with that as a first name.
It was very unique, and I totally forgot to write down the other kid's name. Anyway,
Kid number two.
They had two boys. Their two sons, and everything was all up and up. That's how they actually, and the couples kind of became really close friends and did like a lot of stuff together. Like I said, riding bikes, doing a lot of outdoor activities.
Sounds like a blast.
Yeah, totally. Yeah, soup's fun, right? Soup's fun until it kind of Dan and Sheila started a bit on the rocks, and their relationship started to go downhill, and they ended up, filing for divorce, and it just wasn't great. And then also at the same time, Kelly and Gino's relationship was starting to fall apart. So it seemed like both couples were hitting the rocks at a very similar time.
Oh no.
You get in your late 30s, 40s, you roll over one night and you're like,
This guy?
Well, also
This motherfucker snoring in my ear?
yeah. Their like sweaty leg touches you in the night and you're like, oh.
That feels very, very specific. Anyway, so the whole foursome thing kind of fell apart, and everybody's starting to go their different directions. Kelly and Gino had decided they were going to get divorced. Gino wasn't into it. Gino really wanted to stay with his wife. He loved Kelly very much and was like, I want to make it work. And she was like, I'm just not really feeling it. And he's like, well, I'm not moving out of the house. And so she found her friend that she ended up moving into, the one who ended up calling the police. She moved into her friend's house and was like, she was ready to move on with her life. She's like, I did this thing. I'm done with that thing. I'm ready to move into something different. So when the police get a call about her missing, everything's really fucking weird. They don't know what to think. They don't know what's going on. They get this call from Sheila, who's supposed to be her friend, and they're like, okay. But again, Sheila's got a lot of really specific information.
Yeah.
So they go out to Mark's Landing and they do find Kelly. Kelly's body is there. She has been bludgeoned over the head multiple times. After the autopsy returns, they said she was hit over the head so many times, like multiple wounds basically. And so they were like, this is oddly specific that Sheila knows everything. So immediately they're like, why do you know so much information? They're kind of like,
it's sus.
Yeah, it's sus. But it turns out that Dan had also, this whole foursome hadn't broken up quite as much as everybody had thought.
I knew this is where it was going.
Kelly
of course
and Dan,
it was where it was going.
Yeah, Kelly and Dan had started dating.
Of course they did.
And Sheila wasn't very happy about it. But also Gino wasn't very happy about it. Gino was furious. In fact, Gino hadn't for a long time kind of been ignoring the facts. And even though they were split up, he was very much determined that they were going to get back together. And Gino early in December, like the year before, just recently before, had found them together at her house.
After they had split up,
okay. But found them together, and he went over with like a blunt object and hit him in the side of the head.
Stop it.
He escaped before the police came, and they didn't end up pressing charges, but it was,
it's similar.
It's very similar.
Yeah,
so
where's Gino at?
Fuck you at Gino. Well, first of all, they're like, where the fuck's Dan? Dan's currently seeing this person. It's a sticky situation. Well, Dan had been flying. Dan actually was on his way home. He had been flying to Melbourne that evening and didn't arrive until about 9 o'clock.
Okay.
And went
so that's an airtight alibi.
Yeah,
literally.
Couldn't have done it.
In the clouds.
Yes. Airtight.
Literally. So he had actually went to the gym right away. He was at the gym at like 9:30.
Oh, hold on. I have to look. Who gets off of an international flight and is like, I'm going straight to the fucking...
No. Can you please write me immediately, if not sooner,
Melbourne,
and tell
Florida.
me what
What are you doing in your life?
Melbourne, Florida.
Yeah. I thought you were talking about Australia. I was like, he got off of an international
23-hour
flight
and
and was like, I gotta hit up Gold's real quick.
You know what? It's leg day.
What? Can't skip leg day.
No, absolutely fucking not.
Florida.
Okay.
We're kind of like adjacent to where they live.
Different.
So like in their
all
different,
right.
yeah.
So like only like a couple hour flight. Fine. That's fine. Never mind. Disregard what I said.
He was truly, he had just talked to Kelly earlier and that was their plan. They were going to meet at the gym. She was going to be working out and they were going to work out together and then they were going to go back to his place that night. So, everything was up in the up. Airtight alibi. Love it.
Got it. Yeah. Airborne alibi.
Yeah. So they were like, well, Gino seems sus. Let's figure out what Gino was doing.
Gino and Sheila, you need to call them both in. We got to talk to y'all in separate interrogation rooms. Let's go.
So Gino was like, he does confess immediately to hitting.
Oh,
Your face. You were like, what?
I was like, wow, I wasn't
lie
anticipating
longer.
it going that way. Live for longer.
He immediately confesses to the story about how he had hit Dan over the head with a blunt object, all that stuff. But he's like, I did not do anything to Kelly. He's like, I was out of town. He was like, I was actually in Orlando all day. He's like, I did talk to her on the phone actually around 7:00. But I was in Orlando opening up a new restaurant.
Sheila.
So
So the fucking Candy Montgomery'd her.
she
Oh, Jesus. Yeah.
sure did.
Candy.
What the police end up finding is that they go over to the house and they're like, they found the scene where the crime probably happened, which was in the front yard. And then they see like drag marks where she was probably dragged into her vehicle and taken. Well, not only that, they also immediately pull Sheila's car. They're like, Sheila, we're going to go ahead and need your car. They have her under arrest. They're like, bloodstains in the car. This so obvious. It's just a cut and dry. So then they're like, okay, Sheila, you're under the arrest for the murder. So they pull in her sons because they're like, we're going to need your statement, of course, from everything. And, and they had secured their own attorney, and their attorney was like, they'll tell you everything, but they want complete immunity.
Oh, no.
Stop it. She got her fucking kids involved. Oh,
Awful.
why?
This is literally like almost 4 years later too. So they're like 21 and 23.
This is really a thing where
so
it's just
awful.
like some people shouldn't have kids.
Yeah.
And like you shouldn't have if you would call your kids to come help you with a fucking crime,
Well,
you shouldn't have kids.
she didn't technically, but they did know. So when they had called the police, they were withholding information.
Oh,
So-
okay. So they would have
were-
been busted.
Yeah.
They were teenagers though, right?
Truly.
Like that's
But
what do you
still-
do? It's
but
your
still,
mom. It's hard.
They did the right
yes,
thing by getting an
absolutely.
attorney and getting them that immunity because
Absolutely.
apparently when their mom came home and that whole seizure incident, her mom was like, I killed Kelly. And they're like, no, you didn't. Prove it. And so she did. She drove them out to the fucking scene and they saw.
no.
Why would you do that?
Is that awful?
Like
And then the whole
you don't need to prove that to your kids. You don't need them to see that. That's awful.
And the whole thing could have been at this point now, they're like having to go to court and they're going to have to testify against their mother with all this information.
Ugh.
And all Kelly had to do was just be like, you know what? You're right. I did it. Confess and be done with it.
Yeah.
Or Sheila, sorry. And Sheila could have just like spared her children that whole incident. She sure didn't. You know what she did? She wrote her friend a letter about how she didn't do it. And now that her memories are coming back to her, she remembers that she actually drove over to the house and saw some guy do it.
Stop
and
it.
then she followed
Some
that guy
in quotes.
Yes. Yeah. Some guy
Yeah.
followed some guy to the place where they dumped the body. And that's how she knew so much.
No, that's bullshit.
I'm like, yeah.
I hate it when people can't just like listen.
Just-
like we all make mistakes and stuff like that, but
You got God.
You got God. And
You got God.
You probably like in a fit of emotion and rage or whatever. Now you have to deal with the consequences of your actions. That's just what it is.
Just
And you got
facts.
just facts.
Yeah.
But
Well, especially-
obfuscating this to the point where you're putting your kids through this,
That's the
as
thing.
well as Kelly's family, is sick.
It's disgusting.
That's really what it is to me. It's just I'm like you're putting everybody through this, and especially like your children. Like, have you not like traumatized your kids enough?
Right.
And that's like, honestly, they interviewed one of her friend's family. So I there's a 48 hours episode. There's a snapped art episode. I got 100 articles online. There was lots of write-ups about this in Florida, local Florida papers. Of course, all the links to that will be in our show notes. But yeah, like one of the people they interviewed was like, you could have saved your children like the hassle of this. Like you didn't have to do this.
It's that
and
fear
not only
of
what
going
they
to prison. That's what it is. But it's
Sure. But also the hassle that you put them through for that, but also what they had gone through even before that because
the
of the
night
divorce
of, too, and
everything that like their mom was literally starting to just really lose it on many levels. This was just the
makes me think of that
pinnacle.
Killer Sally on Netflix.
Did you watch that? Yeah. I mean,
didn't watch that.
With
I
the
actually
kids.
really enjoy. I mean, that would be a really good Tainted Love to do because there's so many like angles to that. But those
Right.
poor
But
children,
the children I
lived
think,
through some shit.
Yeah, they
for
did.
sure. And they weren't protected by either parent, really.
No.
and
awful.
like yeah.
Yeah.
Oof. The jury did come back very quickly to a guilty verdict. In 2014, she was sentenced to a life sentence for premeditated murder. And of course, she still is trying to claim that she's innocent, and she is still trying to make, the courts give her a fair new trial. So she says, she also has a whole GoFundMe situation set up where she's like free Sheila Graham Trott. Like, it's just a whole
And here's the
nonsense.
That would be really painful, right? Like
Sure.
Your
your
friend
husband
is dating
getting with your friend,
ex-husband.
and it was a thing where like the four of you would go out all the time. Like, it is a huge
That would
violation
be
of trust, and
fucked.
it's very painful. And I understand that it's very painful. That reaction, it still doesn't warrant
Murder.
Yeah.
a reaction like that. Like, you and I everyone can empathize with the fact that like that
Go
was a
viral on
difficult
TikTok.
situation. Right. Exactly.
It's like that chick that's going viral this week because her sister's hooking up with her ex-husband.
What?
that shit is so shady.
Yeah,
Shit.
her
Honey.
sister. And then her sister made another TikTok saying like we weren't even close anyways. And then the original sister was like we
You
weren't
know,
close.
I love this kind of drama. I'm like, ooh.
I know. She's like, we weren't close. Look at this Facebook post you did in October saying you have a built-in best friend for life and you were already fucking my husband. I was like,
Oh,
Girl, if you don't tag me
Damn.
in this immediately,
no shit. How you
why
been saving
have
this?
I not seen it?
I have been going back and forth between them. I'm on the original sister's side, by the way, if anyone's
of course.
curious
in-
about your
curious.
stance on it.
Yeah.
No, but exactly, because it's just like you would have everyone's sympathy.
Yeah.
If you had just come out and been like, "Can you believe this fucking thing happened?" Isn't
Yeah.
that
Some
awful?
people can't handle, though.
Yeah, exactly.
Like a dramatic switch like that. And that, I mean, that to me is like somebody holding on to shit that they have never dealt with. You know what I'm saying?
Well,
that's deep.
And I think there's also just like, let it go. Like you really have to. And I understand it's painful and it's not that easy. And like letting like emotions are hard and relationships are hard and all that stuff. But it's like,
But you know what
the
else
world
sounds
it's
hard?
A big wide
fucking
world.
murder trial.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And it's a big wide world. There's so much out there. Like if
Yeah.
you need to go do an Eat, Pray, Love or
Yes.
or a
So
wild
true.
and just like walk the Appalachian Trail or
get it.
whatever you need to do to get away from that situation, clear your mind and process, go do that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because I'm for that. If you need to extricate yourself from your life for a minute, so to recalibrate,
Up and left.
up and leave. Go
Yeah.
ahead.
Yeah.
But like don't to be that in that state of like just limbic brain reaction is like
Right.
not it's not helpful to you or anybody around you. Like not that we need to tell you that. Like don't go murder somebody. Yeah.
Hey, guys.
We are an advice podcast.
Yeah. Our
Number
advice.
one, do not murder.
Maybe no murder. We understand people fuck up. We understand that life is hard. Everyone makes mistakes. But murder
Try to make
shouldn't,
murder not
shouldn't
it.
be one of those
Yep.
Wow.
mistakes.
So, yeah, that's the incredibly sad
I didn't know that
murder
story.
of Lily Brennan.
Wow. Wow.
Ooh, well, what are you guys watching this week?
I am mostly rewatching horror movies I've already seen.
Wow.
I'm really
Self-care.
Self-care. Yeah, that's right. I am not really watching anything new. Last night before bed as I was snuggling in to go to sleep.
Cozy.
I put on the original Nightmare on Elm Street.
Oh,
So
that is kind of cozy.
right, because I'm like
Yeah.
it's 80s vibes.
Yeah.
It's like it's not that serious, right? So that's what I've been doing. I haven't watched anything new really.
Yeah. Slasher horror is a little different genre.
Yeah, especially 80s, 70s,
Yeah.
80s slasher horror is really because it's so over the top. The special effects aren't that good.
Exactly
so you're
right.
kind of like, this is fine.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's very easy to get your brain detached from reality on that.
Yeah, the other thing I'm watching is I'm still rewatching Game of Thrones, and the gore in Game of Thrones is so much
And that doesn't bother me at all.
more intense.
It's jump scares I hate so much, mostly.
Oh, interesting.
I love a jump scare.
I don't like uncomfortable imagery. Like for me, the scariest thing, sinister,
Yeah.
like the family hang or
Were-
whatever.
were you-
I don't.
uncomfortable.
I don't like.
Did you also have an issue with like the film in The Ring?
Yes.
Like The Ring,
Yeah.
that like very like just sketchy
I just don't.
imagery.
I don't like.
Yeah.
I have a decent enough imagination. I don't need that
Exactly.
stuff rattling up in there.
Same.
New season of The Crown. Oh,
Wait, is it
my
out?
God, it came
Oh my
out
God.
Wednesday.
Stop it.
And Diana.
Yeah.
Diana.
Stop.
Yeah.
I am getting in on that immediately. I did not know it was out yet.
So far, 6 episodes in, I am chef's kiss. I got to see the revenge dress. I got to hear Tampon Gate.
She's
It
fucking
is-
incredible. Like, look, we all loved Emma. What's her face as Diana? She was amazing.
Yeah.
And Emma Corbin. But this
Elizabeth
woman,
Debicki, right?
Debicki.
Yeah.
I just saw the trailer and her
her
Diana
voice,
vibes,
her mannerisms, the way she looks. She is
the look through the bangs is perfect.
what I like about this portrayal as somebody that is a little bit of an Anglophile. I've seen a lot of different portrayals of Princess Di over the years, and I love that they're not making her wounded bird.
Yeah.
In this season of The Crown, she gets to be also a real human who is petty sometimes and who is.
It deserves to be petty sometimes. We all deserve to be petty sometimes.
Exactly.
Put it on a t-shirt.
It's a
we all
really
deserve to be petty sometimes.
well-rounded portrayal of Diana.
Can we also talk about how that guy's way too hot to be Prince Charles?
100.
He's so hot, and I'm like, this isn't right. This doesn't track at all.
That's so funny.
Yeah.
I had to cleanse my brain palette from the movie that you made.
The
made
Hunger.
Yeah, again on Patreon. That's the November Tainted Love movie is The Hunger Vampire.
David Bowie, Catherine
bisexual
Deneuve,
fever dream.
Susan Sarandon.
Yeah, fever dream is exactly right.
Yeah.
I've been binge watching Expedition Unknown.
Oh,
the Josh Gates show where he like goes to all these different like sites and it's very nerdy archaeology.
Yeah, it's very you.
Yeah.
Oh my God, Netflix just put up this thing, and because I've been watching like archaeology stuff to like fall asleep to too.
Yeah.
There's this new thing called like Ancient Apocalypse that came up.
Oh God.
And I watched the first like minute of it. No, you're not.
Oh no.
Because immediately it was like, the entire archaeology establishment is trying to say that this isn't real. And then they had a clip of Joe Rogan like, you've blown my mind and stuff. And I was like, nope.
No. Immediately no.
Do not give platform or credence to this banana
I've
sandwich.
seen what I need to see.
Yep.
Yeah.
Bye-bye.
This isn't for me. No.
Well, hey, if you guys have something that we should watch, if you've got a really bad date story, or if you just want to reach out and say hello, go to our one-stop shop of website. It's myworstdatepodcast.com, and we love you so much. Cheers.
Mary redeemed a $50,000 cash prize playing Chumba Casino online.
I was only playing for fun, so winning was a dream come true.
Chumba Casino is America's favorite free online social casino. You too could have the chance to win life-changing cash prizes. Absolutely anybody could be like Mary. Be like Mary. Log on to ChumbaCasino.com and play for free now. No purchase necessary. Void where prohibited by law. 18 plus terms and conditions apply. See website for details. The voice in the preceding commercial was not the actual voice of the winner. Mary redeemed a $50,000 cash prize playing Chumba Casino online.
I was only playing for fun, so winning was a dream come true.
Chumba Casino is America's favorite free online social casino. You too could have the chance to win life-changing cash prizes. Absolutely anybody could be like Mary. Be like Mary. Log on to ChumbaCasino.com and play for free now. No purchase necessary. Void where prohibited by law. 18 plus terms and conditions apply. See website for details. The voice in the preceding commercial was not the actual voice of the winner.